right, AJ Hernandez joined on the front row now by Pete Yurkovich. Green flags in the air. We're underway. 25 laps the distance here tonight for this ASCS Santan Ford Desert Sprint Car Series main event. You see him already going 3 wide as Bruce St. James looks to the inside of AJ Hernandez and Pete Yurkovich. Yurkovich showing the way off of turn number 2 into 3. Yurkovich will lead the field off of turn number 4 as the top side of the racetrack, trying to work around the outside of Bruce St. James once again as Yurkovich will lead that lap. AJ Hernandez, he'll pull up side by side with St. James, but St. James going to catfish through 1 and 2. He'll take over that second spot now from Hernandez. Bruce St. James had it second spot for a brief moment there as he washes up the racetrack. AJ Hernandez sneaks back by. Move Hernandez back to second, trying to clear the 7K, though, is a different story as Bruce St. James is still right there in the mix. Trying to clear Hernandez for that second spot, but it is Hernandez who clears the 7K of St. James for second. Stevie Sussex was riding me around behind Bruce St. James in that fourth position as one car up in the fluff will come to a stop in turn number 4 and bring out the yellow flag. The racetrack, so his night is done. Green flag is in the air. We're back on our way here with 22 laps to go in this main event. And it's Yurkovich, the man out front with AJ Hernandez, Bruce St. James running second and third. Stevie Sussex, he goes top side in that fourth spot as Hernandez and St. James continue to battle for the second position. Give it to St. James now off of 4. Hernandez was going up the racetrack, then came right down the racetrack on the nose of the 12 machine of Stevie Sussex as Bruce St. James puts the pressure on the tail, taking the number 3 machine of Pete Yurkovich. Yurkovich, he'll hang on to the top spot as he'll use that high line through 3 and 4. It's St. James on the bottom, though, finding some of that moisture that was just laid down by the water trucks and really putting together some really fast laps here. He's going to look the inside of Yurkovich and try to clear him off of 2. Can't quite clear him, though, as Yurkovich fights back on the top side of the racetrack. They drag race into turn number 3 with St. James down low, Yurkovich up top. Still side by side for that race lead now. Give it to Bruce St. James as he will clear the 3 of Yurkovich, and he will lead that lap with 19 laps to go. New race leader is Bruce St. James. St. James shows the way as Stevie Sussex tried to find some of the goodie that time through turns 1 and 2 on the bottom side of the racetrack. He will go back top and assault the top side. Got up on the cush right there, did Sussex that last time through 3 and 4, and now he'll go back up to run the boards through 1 and 2. As he does that, guy behind him right now looking pretty racy, trying to sneak around the back or the outside of AJ Hernandez is Josh Shipley as Brian Chamberlain brings out the yellow flag here. Rick Schumann, Troy DeGayton, and Philip Daney, your field left on the racetrack. Bruce St. James gets on the lap belt and leads him into turn number 1. And the top 2 go to the bottom side through turns 1 and 2, but Stevie Sussex, he loves running the boards here at Arizona Speedway. He goes top side, gets a lot of momentum off of turn number 2. Now he bikes it into turn number 3. Almost had an oh-you-know-what moment there, that number 12, but he'll stay side by side with the 3 of Pete Yurkovich. He'll stay side by side with Yurkovich and also go top shelf once again through 1 and 2. Now Stevie Sussex gets around the number 3 machine and will clear Yurkovich off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. He runs the top line once more through 3 and 4 as Bruce St. James rides the bottom. St. James, though, will continue his race lead as they work their way off of turn number 2. It was about almost a full second advantage that Bruce had over Stevie Sussex that last time by at the line. We'll see if Stevie picks up something here as once again have some issues there through 3 and 4. Heard Zach Madrid talk about it earlier on as the lead did shrink just a smidge, not enough to really talk about. Bruce St. James still the man out front over Stevie Sussex. Behind them, it's Pete Yurkovich trying to hold off the number 2 machine of the Prez, Josh Shipley. Shipley down the inside of the 3 car of Yurkovich. As they race on, battle for that 3rd position. It's going to be Yurkovich going to the top side once more with Josh Shipley working the berm through turns 1 and 2. We'll see what lines they choose here in 3 and 4. Looks like both drivers going to go top shelf through 3 and 4, trying to find a little bit of the speed and the goodie on the top side through those corners, but Shipley once again going to go right back down to the bottom side through turns 1 and 2. Can't quite do anything with Yurkovich as the lead has now been busted out to a 1.3 second advantage, and Stevie Sussex doing all he can right now on that number 12 machine. This is a 1.4 second advantage now Bruce St. James has over Stevie. So it's Bruce St. James, Stevie Sussex, your top 2. Yurkovich and Shipley running 3rd and 4th. AJ Hernandez, he runs in the 5th spot. Behind them, the battle for 6th starting to heat up now. Brian Ledbetter in that 7.08 in your most recent race winner, Troy DeGayton. Troy DeGayton, of course, a few weeks ago, catfished the entire 25-lap main around the bottom side of the racetrack and was able to get into Santan Ford victory lane for his first main event win of the 2021 season. First main event win here at Arizona Speedway in that number 39 T car, just a small family team. And Brian Ledbetter in that Cardinal Financial 7-0, he has been one of the faster cars throughout the series this year. Right now having a rough night. He just got passed up by the 39T of Troy DeGayton. So moved DeGayton up into that 6th spot as he's not done yet. He's going to look to the outside of AJ Hernandez just ahead of him. That's about a 4-5 as he goes to the outside of the 72 of AJ Hernandez off of turn number 2, trying to get a run now on that 72. He'll pull up side by side with him into turn number 3. Troy DeGayton up top, Hernandez down low as they battle side by side off of 4. Hernandez with the slight advantage now over the 39T of DeGayton as they work their way into turn number 1. DeGayton making something happen there, throws up a massive rooster tail through turns 1 and 2 and gets a lot of momentum that time off of turn number 2 and will clear the 72 of Hernandez. Can he hang on to it as they come off of turn number 4? Hernandez down low, DeGayton up top. They are side by side still for that 5th spot. And DeGayton goes right back up to the boards this time through 1 and 2. Now we'll get a full head of steam off of turn number 2 and clear the 72 machine of AJ Hernandez. So Troy DeGayton set up the 72 of Hernandez. That pass right there took about 3 laps to complete here at Arizona Speedway as the laps are winding down here as we have 5 laps to go. Now 4 laps to go for your race leader, Bruce St. James, in the 7K. St. James down the back straightaway. He'll sneak past to the inside of Rick Schumann. He has a 2-second advantage right now over Stevie Sussex as they work their way past the start-finish line with just 3 laps to go. Stevie Sussex ran a little bit of a faster lap time that last lap, but not fast enough to do anything with the radio flyer, Bruce St. James, as he had that team hooked up here tonight. Bruce St. James looking for the white laundry this time from the flagger, Jason Rominger, here at Arizona Speedway. One more time around for the radio flyer, Bruce St. James trying to crack victory lane. Flew in from Chicago this week to come out here and race with us here at Arizona Speedway, and he will get it done off of turn number 4. Bruce St. James picks up his first main event win of the 2021 season over Stevie Sussex, Pete Yurkovich, Josh Shipley, and Troy DeGayton rounds out your top 5. So I heard a big woo coming out of the helmet for Bruce St. James. He will do the cage stand here tonight. Main event winner. Back in Santan Ford victory lane. Once again, to remind you, race fans, make your way down to the pits. Hang out with some of these drivers. Let them know you appreciate them coming out here. I mean, heck, let Bruce St. James know. Got the long tow money here tonight coming from Chicago. Well, this will pick up a few extra air tickets for you there. Bruce St. James, congratulations, man. Back at Santan Ford victory lane and a little bit of a journeyman this season, huh?
I'm getting some good frequent flyer miles flying back and forth, but this certainly makes it all worth it. And, you know, I come out here to support this racetrack just like you fans do as well, and the drivers that we have. And Jonah's been so special to me, and I love this racetrack. It's my absolute favorite racetrack in the world. So I'm going to keep coming back all year long. As long as they got flights, I'm coming, all right?
And they definitely have some flights, man. And, you know, talk about flying. Your car was flying tonight here, man. 2-second lead you had over, man. You had them covered tonight. And, yeah.
I had no idea because I knew Stevie was behind me, and I was expecting that orange nose at any time. So I wasn't letting up. I assure you that. I know how fast they are, and so I was digging for all I was worth.
Hey, you definitely dug indeed. I know you got a whole group of guys back here who, you know, at the shop each and every day. You just kind of come in on Saturday and drive the car, right? But a lot of things go back throughout the week.
And these are new guys. I mean, this is our third race together, for goodness sakes, and we're still learning each other. Jeff and Trent and Bart's with us tonight, and we've got half the darn Slinkard family out here, so it's really cool and real excited and thankful to have these guys behind us and some great partners like Arizona Speedway and the Woodland Auto Display and my buddies at Peoria Ford. I appreciate Santan, don't get me wrong, but Peoria takes care of me, and the folks at Justice Brothers and Bell Helmets. It's just, if you get a chance to support some of the great businesses out there like Supercharged Coffee, hey, they support racing, support them as well. I try to do the same. I do business with people that are on the sides of cars everywhere around here and on the track, and I would encourage you to do the same.
Well, Bruce St. James, congratulations. First time in Santan Ford Victory Lane here in the 2021 season. As he will get the picture, get the crew guys over here, maybe. I don't know. They're all talking shop over here, what they got to do in the car. Bruce complaining about forgetting his hat. I think he had a Cubs hat on earlier, so no worries there. As we'll get a quick word here with some of the other guys on the podium. Stevie Sussex coming home in a second here tonight and debriefing with the team here, man. And, well, Stevie, welcome back here. It's been a couple weeks since we had you out here at Arizona Speedway, man. And I know you hate second, man. Thoughts about that race?
Yeah, I hate second. Yeah, it sucks. But Bruce was really good tonight. I couldn't roll the bottom like he could. We just had a little bit of stumble every time I go to the bottom, so I just tried everything I could on top, and it just wasn't the fast way around tonight. But I tried, about killed myself a couple times in turn 3, but it wasn't for lack of effort. Robbie and all the guys, they worked their ass off all night. We still chasing a little bit of an engine gremlin, but we haven't quit, so we're gonna find it one of these days and hopefully win one of these races again.
Hey, I know you see you back in Santan Ford Victory Lane here in no time here as we'll get Mustache Man, Pete Yurgovich over here, man. Pete, great car for you here tonight there, man. Looked like some good battling you had, throughout the field there with Josh and Stevie.
Yeah, I'm still learning from these guys that have been doing it a while, These guys been doing this for a lot of years, so I'm learning as I'm going. And like I said, picking up all the tricks. That was a good race. I'm worn out. I was looking when I was leading. I was like, "When's that white flag gonna come out, man?" And then he yells 8 laps to go, or 8 laps down. I'm like, "Oh my god."
Hey, man, it's a work in progress. We got a whole bunch of cast of characters over here, man, on the podium tonight.
Yes, yeah, we got a huge team. I can't thank them enough to get me out here, and all the time and effort we work on. Like I said, my mom let me race. Just letting me be here, yeah. So it's a big deal for us. So definitely happy taking home number 3 with the number 3 car.
All right, 3 for Pete here tonight at Arizona Speedway. As the Prez, Josh Shipley, we'll see Mike Willen here for lead us back here, man. First guy, ask you, man, what happened there before the race? Came to a stop right here on the racetrack earlier.
Just 100% my fault. The drag link fell off. I mean, I'm the one that built this thing during the week. It's my fault. It cost us the race tonight.
And then you fought your way back here to a 4th place finish. Obviously not the run you wanted to have here tonight, man. You visited Santan Ford Victory Lane. After you got that first one, man, just kind of been some stumbling blocks. When are we going to see you back on the podium?
I thought it was going to be tonight. We really had this thing together, and, you overlook one thing, it cost you the race. And, I can't say enough about Speed Sports. They put a tune on this motor, and Bob Bishop, he worked his butt off and got the motor back to us in just a few days. And we came out here, we were just lightning, and I couldn't be more upset with myself. Congratulations to Bruce. Hopefully he's legal this time. And anyways, the boys up here put on a good show. Hope they're going to put on a good race for the fans. We came from the back to do this, and 4th place money doesn't pay for the effort we put out this week. But thank the fans for coming out. Santan Ford, Aero Panache, Speed Sports especially, and Bob Bishop. I want to thank the crew. Those guys work harder than everybody. I mean, hardest working crew in the pits. And also I want to thank P2 Fab, Rock Knockers, and Bishop Power.
All right, the Prez, Josh Shipley, coming home 4th here tonight. He'll be back at Victory Lane before too long, but congratulations once again to Bruce St. James, your ASCS Santan Ford main event winner. Don't